Hello everybody and welcome to a blunt impression. This is Somnia. Today we're going to be playing Powers Matchmaker by Magic Notion.
Welcome, kitten.
Just got released on the
My
PlayStation
name's
4 for
Kitty
$11.99.
Powers,
It's also
and
available
I'm
on
your
Steam
new
and mobile
boss.
devices. So this is a matchmaking game. You work for Kitty
expand
Powers,
this sad little branch of
and
my
you have to try to
dating
put
agency
together
to
couples, and
do
you have to
this
go through their
by
date
finding
and try to
love
make them
in
match
many
and find
clothes
as much love as they
possible.
can. So
Before you
you do get to go
started,
through a whole profile and
down
make your own profile and
particulars.
character and everything else. I did skip through that because it does take a while, and this is what we are. Made my character, and then we get some money to start. From what I can tell, it is not a like play-to-win game. You can't buy coins. It's all just in the game itself. But you can spend that money to get tips if you forget things on the date.
When one of your friends sends your avatar on a date, you get a letter telling you how it went.
So in here, your avatar gets updated online, and if you have any friends playing, they can your avatar will show up in their game, and they'll try to match you with other people to date. I haven't experienced that yet, but it'd be pretty hilarious to see like anybody of my friends playing the game. Now here you got to pick where you want to start at. I went with the geeky comic book shop. We'll see what kind of dating here we can get.
Select the play button.
And the game is LGBTQ friendly, so which is a good thing. I'm glad to see that.
Clients will arrive here looking for love.
So this is our first guy. He's our first client to come in the door, and he wants us to help find his perfect match. So Paul here is going to sit down, and you can see he's a gardener. Oh, he's looking for a woman who likes magic wands and gifts.
I hate to label people,
So
but
it starts
they're
off pretty
clearly
simple,
type.
and it
Suitable
gives us
candidates
who
for
we
your
should find.
client,
But normally when
marked
you're
in
playing the
pink in
game,
my little black book. Just this once
you have to
show
pick
the
who
best
you
one.
feel would be the best.
Select
So you
them
can
to
fail. You can
scrutinise
fail
their intimate
majorly in
critique.
this.
This is the hot
You really have to
seat,
pay attention to
where
what
you
they
compare
say
the one
and
I
what they
pointed
like.
out's clearly the best
I actually had a lot of
match.
fun going through this
Choose
and
them
trying
by
to
selecting
find
the date
who
button.
should be with who. And I failed particularly bad
Keep
quite
an eye
often.
on the restaurant you want to send them to impress their
And then
Some
here
restaurants
in the
are more
tutorial
difficult
opening mission, you
and
just
will
get
allow
easy
you
restaurants to
more.
send them to.
And
But you
don't
can get
take
much more
someone to the
difficult
same
restaurants,
place
and in that
twice.
instance,
That's a dating
you can
faux
fail
pas.
miserably, especially if your date hates that kind of food. And there's the trick. You got to remember which it is and where you want to go. But she helps us out here in the first mission.
That's a snazzy
Kitty
one.
Powers is getting us on our own and going. Alright, so here we go.
They've arrived
Paul's
at
going
the
to show up at
restaurant.
his date, and I
You
actually
can
really
watch
like the
them through
graphics and the art
secret
style. It's
cameras
actually,
I've had installed.
it's pretty good.
You need to
It's way
guide
better
them
than I thought
through
it was
their
going to be
dates by
before I
making
ever even loaded the
decisions
game
for
up,
them
having no
via
idea
their
what this was.
earpiece. Choose wisely.
I think it would actually be pretty good on the mobile devices also. Something you could just play every once in a while. And as you can see here, you put them on the date, and they begin chatting, and some of the things they say made me crack up in laughter. I laughed out loud for real. They did a really good job with this. So here's the trick and how the game begins. She's going to say what she wants. So like she is a vegetarian, and of course being a vegetarian she has to tell you she's a vegetarian.
If you're not sure
But
what dish is, can
you
tip
need to
the
figure
waiter
out what
and
she'll
ask
eat.
them by selecting the
So
question
obviously you're not
mark.
going to give her roast chicken and
Just
potatoes.
this one.
I don't know what hominy pie is. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea, but that's what they said I should pick. So that's what we went with. And now you spin the love handle. And this is how you have conversations with each other. So, for example, hairstyle, clothing, and you can't repeat. If you repeat, your date's going to notice that, and that will help fail the date. It does get much more difficult than this. This is just the opening date to teach you kind of how it works.
They're facially
And of course their voices, the little is really well done. It reminds me of Star Fox 64, if you ever played Star Fox a little bit. And now we're getting some hompity pie. And our second conversation. And I'll be honest with you, don't talk about your horoscopes in a date. Just don't do it. But hey, these two really like it.
Astro Queen.
So more power to them. And now it's dessert time. So the dessert trolley is going to roll out, and you have to remember what's on it, because she's going to tell you which one she liked.
The waiter's about to bring out a load of tasty desserts. Pay close attention to the order they're in. You'll have to remember them, as their date will be too busy salivating.
Oh, look how nervous Paul is. He's so nervous. And you can see he has a little earpiece in. That he's listening to us talk to him. That's how his date is done. Now, I'll be honest. I have no idea what this dessert is, but I find it hilarious that the dessert she wanted is a spotted dick on a date. Just saying. It cracked me up and made me laugh. I had to Google what it was, because I assume this game is made in England, because everything I've been on has been English focused. I could be wrong there, but maybe it's just the opening tutorial and a couple of the first dates I went on. So like here, you're going to have to pick hairstyle, because you already had a horoscope conversation. You need to keep changing it up if you want this date to be successful. Girl, I don't know about that hair, though. It reminds me of, there's something about Mary, right? She got it slicked up. Who knows what happened beforehand. Woo. And this is where you spend your money, so if you don't know the answer, you can tip your waitress, like for dinner and for desserts, and to help you remember what she said, in case you forgot. Which means you probably failed horribly on that date if you've already forgot, but... And here comes the true test.
Depending on how much your client likes their date.
So of course I'm going to ask, will you go out with me?
3 options.
And this crazy woman is already in love with me. After the first date. Check that out. Already in love with me. Boom! Go Paul. Look what I did for him. Alright guys, and that is Kitty Powers Matchmaker by Magic Notion. Out now on the PS4 for $11.99. And also on mobile and Steam. I gotta be honest, I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. I didn't know what to think going into this, especially with the name. But I'm actually impressed, and I think you should give it a shot, especially at that price. It is not very expensive at all. I think it would be better on mobile, though. That's just my impression. Thanks for checking out our blunt impression of Kitty Powers Matchmaker.